Hello, it's Flapaster here again with another Stormgate guide. This time I'm gonna be talking about Infernal vs Vanguard. That's a very tough matchup this patch, and one I'm not super confident in, so that's why this guide has been kind of delayed. I've been trying different things and they all work to some degree, but also keep failing to some stuff, so I think that's just something you need to accept in the patch 0.2.1, 3.1. I think it's 0.2.1 at the moment. So the matchup against Vanguard is tough. Like, you are probably going to, on average, lose against the same level player. But still, I figured it's good to make a guide about how you should approach the matchup, what things actually work the best. So this is just my most recent ladder game against a good Vanguard. It's against Isma, Vincent Vanguard, who's a very solid Vanguard player. So we had a pretty tight game, so I'm gonna show this, and then I'll show another game against Mixu, who is a super high level Vanguard player, so you can kind of see what works there as well. So first of all, at the start of the game, this is my current opening, which is fairly reliable. So out of 11 workers, so you make one worker at the start, and then you will send 2 of your imps to make a vault and a meat farm in the natural, and only after that I make a shrine. It's not very different from going shrine first, but I feel it's slightly safer, so that's what I'm defaulting to at the moment. Here I kinda messed up, like, I didn't put my farm down correctly, so this imp was actually in trouble. Like, I got lucky I managed to put down a farm, so that's fine. But basically it's just want to put down on meat, iron vault and meat farm. After that, you will have to again send 2 imps down to make the shrine, because the dog is gonna be here. While, of course, your Hexen all this time keeps going around and collecting the health flowers, with the point of which is to reduce the dog harassment after the initial bit, because it won't be able to heal up. So I just keep going around collecting health flowers, then I'll get my shrine down, once I shoo away this dog for real. There we go. And then I will do a second expand. Like, so this is basically a vault double expand, that's the main idea of this opening. So you'll get your vault a bit earlier, so it's safer, and then you will compensate for the later shrine by double expanding. And here, after taking the flowers, I'm checking his main. The most important thing at this point is to check if he's mining Therium. If he's not mining Therium, you know he's just doing like economy and lancers. So you know exactly what you're dealing with. If there is Therium mining, then it's gonna be a tech rush of some kind, probably mech, but it could be like a bio rush as well. But at least you know you need to be more worried about that. Because if you see it's all, he's only making lancers basically, then you just need to make brutes at start. So after getting our second expansion down, we will want to make 1 more conclave and 1 more vault. But you can also heal a camp first to get some money. You don't need to like rush those out, because you're tight on money at this point anyway. So in this case I'm waiting for my shrine to finish here to get the workers here in my natural before I make more buildings. While I'm just focusing on taking camps meanwhile. Okay, there goes our second vault, and this should be a conclave, yeah. So after double expand, second vault, conclave. And then we keep creeping. And of course you also want to make a tower in your third base, at least most of the time, depends on the map, but usually you want to make a tower there because it's going to be harder to defend and the most likely place to get attacked. On Titans I usually make it here, so that when I turn it to a Braidstone it's also gonna slow down all the units here, makes this a much nicer area to fight in. Meanwhile, the opponent seems to be going for a biotech. And I see that there's already some fighting going on, so I get to kind of fight for these creeps, steal a few of them. So that's nice. I think I got most of them. And I also saw the enemy army. It's all Lancer at this point, so that's fine. Because I have the tower here, it kind of helps in these chases. And because the enemy backs off, I'll just take my army and go back here. So the thing about, even though I make a conclave, this is an important point. I don't make gaunts. This is extremely important for this build. Don't make gaunts. Like, just don't make them. Don't get their upgrades either. So I'm starting my upgrade facilities at this point because I have the conclave. But this is here for two things. The miasma upgrades and also possibly weavers. You don't want to make gaunts at all in this matchup usually. Unless you have to as some kind of air defense, for example, but generally speaking, no. The reason is that they don't do enough damage because of Lancers, and also die too easily because of Lancers. So they don't really give you any value, just use your money elsewhere. And once you get your miasma, you can use that to apply infest instead, so you don't even need plague access. Once you do have, of course, miasma, it's fine to research plague access as well, in case you want to make some gaunts for your army. That's fine, but just get miasma first. And I have my Wraithstone on the way here because my tier 2 finished. And I also start my Twilight Spire so I can get into that fast tier 3. That's usually very important because our end game goal in this game is basically a composition of brutes, Hellborn and miasma. So in the interim you can get like maybe 2 weavers, which is gonna help against this kind of early exopressor. I had to cancel this Wraithstone upgrade because it was getting attacked, unfortunately. So now this area is instantly not that safe for me, and because he used bubble, I back off. I can't fight into that. And now that it ends, I can fight again. So just Mass Brute can push this back, but you need something to deal with Exos, so until you have something better, Beavers can kind of work for grabbing some of them. Killing the herd and making him more scared. And of course try to use the sledges to your advantage, like he can, it's a bit scary for him to chase up the hill, so you can just stay right here and he doesn't see you. It's harder for him. Here I chase a bit too far because I don't have anything that can actually catch these, so I finally turn around. That's fine. I also saw that he has a tower here, so I know I will need to fight for this. I made more towers back here. Like he's definitely... That tower tells me that he has his eye on this base. He's gonna try to take it down. By the way, also on this map specifically, taking a Therium tower is super important because you have so little Therium income. And also you'll have to like harvest this efficiently. Even though it's a bit of an annoying Therium patch. So, we have our Demon Hoof Tremors on the way. And we are up to Miasma soon. Once the Miasma kicks in, we can actually fight this bio army. Until then, we are just like surviving. I'm trying to buy time here. Now you can see the Wraithstone here, so I can actually fight here because of the Wraithstone, because his army is super slow. I'm starting to add some Hellborn, even though I don't have that upgrade yet, it still helps some. You can see my Hellborn got a nice kill there. He's kind of diving on top of it though. I was a little sloppy, thinking he wouldn't dive into a Wraithstone, but it's alright. I still killed quite a few units. So not the end of the world. I should be starting my tier 3 upgrade around this time. I mean, it's already kind of late, but I should definitely be starting it, and I'm running more production as well, like I realized I didn't have enough production to use my money. And now he's finally trying to push in here, but since I have 2 towers, I have Raidstone, I have some Hellborn, it's very hard for him to deal damage here, so this doing this kind of defensive choke is very nice. And my miasma is actually finished now. Although I'm kind of lacking Hexen at the moment. So I will be adding those next. That was a very pointless miasma. I just showed him that I have it. Like I was hoping there's gonna be some units standing there, but there weren't. Because I didn't have vision here. And he's also expanded here to mine Therium. That is not good for me. I'm just not seeing it at the moment. And meanwhile I'm expanding here, trying to take this Therium. But he happens to be coming here as well. And the Shroud gives me away. Yeah, my Elder Sun is super late, so try to get it faster than I'm getting it in this game. I have to cancel this base. I think it was a cancelled list. So I'm trying to expand here, and that's when I see that there's actually a base here already. So I'm going for that right away. Can't let the enemy mine the double Therium either, even though it's more important for Infernal than Vanguard. But I get a lot of nice worker pairs here at least. So you have to try to keep expanding. Here I'm just kind of giving up this position while I'm finishing this area off, collecting some troops here so that I'll be able to defend. And yeah, this miasma is how you keep zoning this army, with Hellborn in the back, giving like steady fire. But remember, the miasma only lasts 5 seconds and it has like 2 seconds before it actually triggers when you cast it, so you have to be like staggering your casts of miasma so that it's always like active. And adding some Magmadon is also fun. You don't want too many of them, but they will help occasionally. You get a good connection. Just use Hellborn to take like a good position where they can fight around, get base from the outside, without you need to actually push into any defenses. At this point my Elder Sun is finished, but my upgrades are still a bit late. Like, I don't have that's not cool, like you really should have it at this point, so just try to be better than me. But it's basically because I keep getting attacked all the time, and that's distracting me. But you can probably already see like how this comp is working with just brutes, which keep the enemy from diving into your army. Miasma keep forcing the enemy to move around and deal like constant damage, and then Hellborn from the back are just giving you free damage. It can definitely just die to simple bio even. Like, for example, if your Hexen run out of energy and you can't actually cast Miasma anymore, this composition can die super fast. So it's tight, but it feels like this is like the best army composition that works in this patch overall. And of course you can also use Miasma on creep camps to get more fiends and deal a bit more extra damage, especially on higher levels because it's percentage based damage. It's pretty good against creep camps. So at this moment, I'm not even trying to push into his bases, I'm just worried about taking his expansion so he will run out of money. Because my own bases are mining out, I know that his must be too, so if I can just kill his expansions, I will win pretty soon. Attacking into a Vanguard base is always like risky. I've lost many games like that. Yeah, I think there's no... this game goes on a bit longer, but I think that's all you need to really see, because I killed the expansions, it's basically over. So you can see how the army composition is working, and now I'm going to show you another game against Mixu that I played in a tournament, was it last weekend? So you can see how you can like try to defend against a very high level player. Mixu, of course, is one of the best players of Stormgate at the moment. And we are playing on Lost Hope. On this map you usually want to first scout if the enemy is like behind your fort base, because that's the most risky position. They will often like come through your back door from here, go through the woods and attack your main if you're not careful. And I'm basically doing the same opening of Iron Vault first. Iron Vault, meat farm, and then I will make a shrine. I see that he is not expanding yet. Managed to heal up there, that's nice. So I don't see anything too crazy in any regard, so nothing that I need to be super worried about, but also he's not taking like a safe economical opening. Oh, actually, yeah. Because I saw that he's not expanding, I thought he must be proxying me, so... And Toveras is super hard to hold, so I was pre-pulling my imps here, thinking I may need to hold the front here. But turns out he didn't actually do that. He was doing a very interesting opening here and taking these, so... That was a mind game that I kinda lost, so I just had to send the imps back basically. So I lost a lot of mining there, but it is what it is. But in general, if you do see something that tells you that the opponent is doing a bunker rush, you do need to pull imps to the front so you can stop it. And then with one brute we are taking our own health camp. And I am actually getting proxied, but it was not the proxy I was thinking about. So I lost some mining time there, a lot of mining time, so all of my income is gonna be a bit late. I should be double expanding, but let's see if I can actually afford it this time. He's here to take the speed camp, that can surprise me. I'm not looking here at the moment, and I just run my feeds into his lancers and they of course die from like one hit. That's unfortunate, but yeah, there you can see the guild order, so one vault into double expand even though it's a bit delayed here. Then I will add the conclave and vault, at least usually. That's the plan. Conclave, and I should have another vault coming. And because I saw that he's here, on Lost Hope, if the opponent is behind you, you want to make a meat farm here. It's gonna help you hold this Luminite Tower, and also, more important, it will tell you when you are getting attacked from the back door, and that's your only way to stay alive. So it's very important to make this meat farm here in the back. We just finished taking the speed camp, but I basically know I'm getting attacked from the back. And I don't have much production yet, so I'm just gonna need to like hold here with my brutes for now. And this is pretty tough because he's just going straight for my mineral line, and I think he... No, he doesn't have the upgrades yet, but they still deal so much damage. I'm using my imps to fight with you, and I am taking them down, but not without heavy losses. In the end, I didn't lose that many workers there, maybe. But it was still bad. I think it lost at least 5, maybe more. But I do have my 3 bases running. I have my 3 production. I have my Greater Shrine. So I need to start get my tech going. Miasma and Hellborn is of course the goal, but since I'm getting proxied from the back, I know it's gonna be tough. So I'll probably want to get Weavers in the interim to stay alive. And he's actually proxying his production of mech here, that's pretty nasty. But you can still see that I'm kinda holding on. Supply isn't that different at this point. And I'm up 1 base. This back is what I need to be worried about, so I'm just kinda keeping my forces here, trying to expand my south further up. And yeah, I do have a Weaver now. So I can deal with the Volcan coming. And of course, if you see them use the bubble, don't fight it, just run away. You're not gonna kill it, just wait for it to expire, and then you can fight. There we go, got a second Weaver as well. So we can deal with that Vulcan, killing them is super important. So you can see it was another decent hold. I'm still in the game. And I see he's keeping up the pressure. So I'm finally getting my upgrades going. Demon Hoof Tremors should be useful against this kind of army from the Hellforge to get the stun on the Magmadon. But looks like I'm going for Hellborn, probably hoping to be able to push into these buildings. And adding some more Weavers as well. I'm actually slightly up in supply at the moment. We'll take some free units. And of course, if you see an evac, then you will want to have Shadow Flyers. Yeah, we have our Demon Hoof Tremors on the way. Because he can really micro a lot with the evac if you don't take down Shadow Flyers. So you'll definitely want to do that. I think I was supply blocked, so I wasn't able to make Shadow Flyers at this point. That was kind of annoying, that's why I had to back off. So just keep backing off if you need to. Don't get too committed into your fight. Yeah, I wasn't able to make my Shadow Flyers for a very long time. That was a very bad supply block. It really hurt me. But still I'm just having these small back and forths against this army, trying to give it away. Now I have my Shadow Flyers, so I can actually kill the evac. So I can engage this. And as you can see, I actually have a decent supply advantage here. But of course, he does have this position that's very hard to push into because of the med station. He can also use that to heal. But I do have a decent army composition against this. Mostly tier 2 units, and I have my shadow flares available against drop play. Taking my camp again for some health regeneration and more money. So at this point, like, the immediate danger of dying has passed, so I need to look at the macro more. And we have our Elder Sign on the way, which is of course super important. And our Miasma is like non-existent. That's really something that is hurting me at this point. Also making a Storm here for support. This looks like a pretty good fight. I managed to get some bullpens. My Stompy boys are doing work. Like, this is a very good battle for me. I have a lot of beavers, so I can grab a lot of units. That's always great. But at this point I'm actually thinking I might be winning, and I might be winning at this point. The only thing that went wrong is that for one moment there, when I was pushing him and I had a lot of fevers, I was like, okay, let's enable auto leash to get more kills. And as the result of that, I don't have any lashes available when these Vulcans are trying to pop up, and they deal so much damage so fast. If I was able to just grab this one Vulcan, this whole battle would look so different. Well, I finally do it, but it's kinda late. And that's even enough to kill it, because it was from a new beaver coming from the wrong direction. So you can see it, like basically this one Vulcan is like shredding my whole army. So I threw my whole advantage there. I do kill that Vulcan, but at this point he's just... I don't have any cool units left, so he can snipe down my Hellborn, which are super expensive units. So now it's kinda lost, but you can kinda see how with this kind of playstyle you can even hold the aggression of like a super high level player. I had expanded back here as well, but at this point the game is just kinda lost. Like that battle there where I lost my whole army was just so bad. I can finally get my tier 3 upgrades, but I actually have no units left, so I threw the game there. And now it's basically just gonna snowball from here. But yeah, I hope this was useful in your Infernal vs Vanguard games. I hope you learned something about the opening and how to like fight in the early mid game and what kind of end game composition to go for. You can of course watch me live at twitch.tv/filibuster. I stream pretty much daily. And for now, hope you have a nice day. Thanks for watching.